Hey guys, welcome to Crypto Conversation, and let us talk about one of the biggest reason of the recent market crash, and which is Tether. Now, so for those of you who may not know Tether, I'm going to talk about what exactly Tether is, why it is used, and why I think it has caused great market crash right now. The situation right now we are into Bitcoin at 8,000 or $8,500, whatever it is. I think one of the biggest reason for this drop is the Tether scam. So this is what we're going to talk about right now in this video. Welcome back to Crypto Conversation. In case you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. This is channel we talk about cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, blockchain, ICOs, news developments, and market sentiments around the globe to keep you guys updated so that you can take the best decision for yourself. Now, again, this is not a financial or investment advice. This is just my personal opinion. So you must have seen the recent crash in the coin market, the total market cap coming down from about $700 billion to about $386 billion. Of course, there are many FUDs out there, maybe Facebook, you can call it BitConnect, you can call it Indian media FUD, but one of the biggest FUD out there is Tether right now, which has been underestimated. So this is what we're going to talk about. We're going to understand what exactly Tether is and why it can cause a major crash than this one. Now, so let us first understand what Tether is. So I have already made a separate video on what exactly Tether is, but in case you have missed out on that, I will give you a small introduction of Tether. So Tether is basically a digital currency which is backed by a dollar. So what it means is if you look on the coin market, the Tether price will always remain to $1. Okay. So the way the tether is introduced in the circulation by keeping a reserve or capital of $1 every tether that is printed. Now, so the idea is tether is very much centralized, right? So there is one guy who said, okay, this is the cryptocurrencies, and but this is backed by every dollar. But the question here is, who knows that the company have that reserve capital with them, right? For example, so the market cap right now is about 2 billion for tether on the coin market. Now the question is, according to this, the company Tether should have 2 billion of US dollar reserve with them, right? But do they have it? That's the biggest question right now. So you might ask, why do people actually buy Tether? Who buys Tether, and why it is used for? So it has its uses, and its uses are very critical actually. So what happens is that when you are trading on an exchange like maybe Binance or maybe Bittrex or Bitfinex or whatever, at times when you want to book a profit, let's say there is a market that Bitcoin is at all-time high or any cryptocurrency is at all-time high, and you want to book a profit. Now, the reason you want to book your profit in USDT, Tether, and not any other Ethereum or any other cryptocurrencies, because you know the other cryptocurrencies are volatile. But Tether is not volatile because its price is always going to be $1. And at the same time, the tether company is backing up with the dollar. So you know that if I encash all the Bitcoin or all that Ethereum, I book the profit in tether. That means I am safe from the volatility of the cryptocurrencies, because that is what tether does, right? And this is why most people have used tether. So about 2 billion of cryptocurrency market cap right now is into the tether, guys. It's very simple. If tether does not have this 2 billion of US dollar reserve with them, that means you easily subtract this market cap is about 386 billion. You just take that 2 billion out of it, and then you calculate what are the prices of Bitcoin, Ethereum, or other cryptocurrencies. So it's as simple as that. And so it's one of the biggest crash I would call. If now they have already received a subpoena from US regulators. If you remember last week, they received a subpoena wherein they were asked to present themselves in the court and show that they have the reserve, the kind of reserve that they're claiming to have. So they have printed worth 2 billion of USDT tether. So ideally they should have, and that is what they have been asked to present in the court. So this has been one of the reason of the major crash right now. And there is also a relationship between the Bitfinex and Tether. So what it turns out that, let me show you this. It turns out that Bitfinex CEO is also the CEO of the company called Tether Limited. So as you see, if the Tether is a blow in the market, if Tether is a scam, the biggest beneficiary out of this whole thing would be Bitfinex exchange. So the first thing first, that if you have any funds on Bitfinex, I would highly request you guys to take that out, because anything can go wrong with Bitfinex. They have already received a subpoena and Bitfinex might just shut down at all. So in case if you have any fun with Bitfinex, definitely my suggestion is remove that out from there. Now let's talk about why. So in my opinion, if you ask me, that Tether is nothing less than BitConnect, because that is how I look at it. Because BitConnect is also was a centralized system, was a company which was promising some fixed return, and so is Tether. So when you are buying Tether, or when you're converting your profits into Tether, or you are saying that, okay, let me book the profit in Tether because it's a stable, you are basically trusting a centralized company, right? And you're trusting someone with the money, and that is what happened with BitConnect also. People were just trusting. So in my opinion, Tether is not very different from BitConnect. So the whole point of cryptocurrencies is decentralization, a technology built on blockchain. Now over here, there is no blockchain with Tether. It's simply a digital currency. It's a digital form of US dollar, which is not backed by any government, or it is not backed by, at least the fiat dollar is backed by the government, right? So government takes the responsibility, but Tether, who takes the responsibility? There is one central authority who is taking the responsibility, and anything can go wrong with it. Now, in my search, I also came across this Indian tether type, which is INR Falcon, right? So INR Falcon, I was reading about it. It says INR Falcon is a smart contract built on Ethereum, and it says 1 Indian rupee is equal to 1 rupee Falcon. Now, I'm not saying that. I'm of the opinion that I wouldn't do anything like this, because I'm of the same opinion. If anything goes wrong, can go wrong with Tether, what's the guarantee that this is all the falcons that are out there is actually backed by a rupee, right? So I really don't like this idea of Tether at all, because then you so the whole point of cryptocurrency is decentralization, that you don't have to trust somebody, right? You don't have to trust anyone. And the idea of Tether is to trust a central party, and this is where it defeats the purpose, right? And so recently they had received, even Bitfinex received a subpoena, and from and the Tether both. So things are looking really bad for Tether, and I'm not sure whether the coin market cap is going to go further down because of this. If Tether is not able to prove that they have this much of capital worth with them, this market might just drop even further, because what we are trying to say here, this that 2 billion market cap right now is in the thin air. It does not have any value. It is not backed. It is just in the air, and that will blow up, guys, right? So in my opinion, Tether has been one of the biggest one after BitConnect, I would say. I mean, BitConnect people already knew that it's a scam, so people obviously were vigilant, and they were doing their research. But when it comes to USDT, I don't think many people were aware of it. And of course, I never tried to convert into anything like USDT, because I don't really believe this idea of centralization, right? So, what's your opinion, guys? Let me know in the comment box below. Do you think an idea like Tether, which is backing up a fiat currency, do you think it makes sense, right? Even maybe even this idea. I'm not saying whether they have the reserve or they don't have the reserve, but I'm just saying that I wouldn't trust something like this, a centralized party who says that this is backed by a INR or fiat, a US dollar. So let me know your opinion. What's your opinion on this? And would love to hear your thoughts on the USDT Tether. There has been a lot of talk on that, and yeah, subscribe to this channel if you're new, and give this video a like. Share this with your friends so that they also know what's the real reason of this recent crash. And definitely, guys, if you have any funds from Bitfinex, to take that out if possible. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.